Hello, Aries. Welcome to your full moon in Scorpio reading. I do want to apologize that it is much later than everybody else's. I actually already recorded it, but the sound messed up just like with Leo and also Libra. So I'm re-recording this, and I'm actually thinking about re-recording Leo's too. I already re-recorded Libra. So anyway, this is my second go at your reading, and I kind of was getting the feeling that the reason why those three signs messed up with like the sound quality was throat chakra, and that's actually coming out in your reading. You have a lot of swords energy. Okay, so a couple things before we get started. Number one, about personal readings. If you're looking to book one with me, at this point I'm booked up for the next 2 weeks, but you can still reach out to me and schedule one 2 weeks from now. Okay, and also this is the Scorpio full moon reading, so with this kind of energy, things from your subconscious will arise, and this also includes parts of your shadow. So you have this golden opportunity to face it and process and release, and or not, and then it later come back up. It's totally up to you, but this is a wonderful opportunity to do some shadow work and work through some of that stuff. Okay, so here's what I have for you. It's actually a pretty big message. A lot of cards came out, but okay, so I want to say that, the underlying message here, bottom of the deck is the Two of Cups, and you also have the Soulmates card. So I definitely feel like this is an unresolved soulmate connection. It doesn't have to be soulmates for everybody. It could just be, a really strong connection. So just take what resonates for you. But so, okay, to start your reading out, you have the Empress, and that was your first card. And the way that I saw this is that, to clarify, it is the Queen of Swords in reverse. And you also had the King of Swords. So I'm getting the sense that there was some discord between these two characters, all right? And so you've taken this opportunity to really focus on your well-being. You could be just up-leveling in your life by practicing self-care, focusing on your needs, tending to yourself, taking care of your home environment, your just how you feel on the inside, and also like paying attention to what is in your environment, and making sure that things align with you, and that you feel good. You're like, you could just be purging in your life as a result of this unresolved energy. And so I want to say that, sorry, I had to move my mic. I hit it a lot. Okay, so what I'm seeing here is that since you have the King of Swords upright, this shows me that the other person involved wants to communicate, okay? But see, you're the Queen of Swords in reverse, and I feel like because the King of Swords, it was the shadow energy. So it's like this is all happening as a result of this person, this connection. So I'm seeing you as the Empress right now in your personal life. But with this person, you're the Queen of Swords in reverse. And so I'm seeing this as like a total unwillingness to communicate, because the Queen of Swords is about truth and honesty and integrity. And in reverse, it's just like, no, you may even be a little harsh with your words. I do need to say that. I'm kind of getting some of that some of that energy, because you have respond versus react. So you may be very reactive with this person. There could be like a really in-depth history between the two of you. It could even be traumatic, and something about this situation just really triggers you. And so with this person, you may fly off at the handle and say things that, you later regret. Oh my gosh. Later regret, but like in your life, you're the Empress, and so this could be who you are with everybody else, like who you are to the public eye, how you treat yourself. You're just this Empress energy, which is compassionate and loving and forgiving and abundant and, connected. Okay. But with this person, there just seems to be a lot of discord. And I do feel like part of the message for you, because, the Scorpio full moon is about the shadow, right? I do feel like part of the message for you is to allow yourself to be the Empress energy towards them, even if they don't deserve it, which I know is really difficult to do. You also have the Nine of Pentacles. And so, yeah, I mean, right off the bat, I'm seeing that this is, obviously you're in separation with this person, but you're really focusing on you and your abundance and just tending to your needs and tending to the garden of your soul, which is just super incredible energy. I mean, like, this is such spring energy. So there could just be a lot of like newness, new beginnings, just new life, just feeling brand new, feeling refreshed in your life. Okay. So you also have the Knight of Swords and the Page of Swords. Very interesting, right? So it's like, I feel like this is the energy that you two have towards each other. Like, it is just very, I don't want to say immature, but just very young energy. Like, there's just, you could be very impulsive with each other. You could be very rash with each other. And again, you have one person who wants to communicate with the sword up, and then you have another one who's like, no, I think I'll just observe from afar. And I don't know, observe it. Yeah, just observe, which is really interesting because you also have the observe card. So it can be you that is observing from the afar, or it could be them. Take what resonates. But it's okay, because you have Page of Wands here, which is about communication. You have the Star card, which is about healing. It seems as though one person really wants to heal this situation. The other person is still very wounded and is kind of hanging on to this stuff and like just not fully ready, and just like, you know, cuts it off. Like, no, this is just, I'm not ready. I'm not there yet, you know? But I do feel like you have photographs, like they're looking at your photographs. They could be checking out your social media and all of that, like waiting for the right time to speak out to you, really wanting to heal this situation. Additionally, you have the Star card and the Knight of Cups, and this can be about wishing and hoping and praying, right? For resolution is what I'm seeing. But just both people have to be willing, and I'm just seeing that one person isn't. I do think it's Aries, but you know, just take what resonates. Excuse me. At the bottom of the deck, you also have the Ace of Swords. Again, another card of communication, clarity. So you have my home is my castle. And I am attributing this to all of this energy that I was talking about. You could just be really focused on, you know, your independence, your stability, your growth in your life. You know, and you just don't really want to rock the boat. It's like you work so hard to build what you have, and you've come so far, and I just feel like it's still sort of fragile. Like the foundation of your life is still sort of fragile, and you're not entirely ready to open up and allow this connection to resurface, because you're afraid that it's going to mess everything up, you know, everything that you've built. And so you're just really kind of hesitant is what I'm seeing. So you have cards like the Death card. You also have deception. You have fear. You have cycles. Okay. And so what I'm seeing here is that this relationship or this connection highlighted for you the cycles that you go through in life. They could be fear-based cycles. They could be generational cycles. You may find that you date people who are emotionally unavailable or just not completely open and honest about their feelings. There's just a breakdown in the communication between you and the people that you date. And because I'm not seeing this deception card as like, you know, cheating and lying. It just seems to be more like withholding emotions, like just not being completely vulnerable and honest. That's what I'm seeing. And so I see that like you have worked so hard, like you have discovery, You have inspired thoughts. Like, you've been really aligning yourself. You have being love. Like, you're exuding love in your life. And with cards like the Nine of Pentacles and the Empress and the My Home is My Castle, of course, that's the energy that you're in. And it seems like that's a result of this situation where you cut off the communication. You may have done so a little harshly. I'm going to go ahead and say that. But as a result, it's like you have really invested in yourself and your well-being. And that's really amazing. I do feel like you're following your bliss in your life. You know, you could be really, really creative right now with that Empress energy. You know, maybe you're like, maybe you followed the life of being an artist. Maybe you decided that you wanted to be an artist. Like, you quit corporate America and you were like, you know what, I just want to follow my bliss and I'm going to go be an artist. And I may not make as much money, but like, this is what I know that is in my heart and this is what I want to do, you know? And that can be what you've done as a result of breaking all these cycles, okay? Because it looks like you have this Hierophant card, which is actually nothingness in this deck. And I do feel like you felt like you needed to do things according to a certain order. Like, you could have been, you know, measuring yourself up against the societal milestones, you know, like where you think you should have had a degree at this age and then get married at this age and then, you know, have kids and buy a house or whatever, in whatever order is important for you, okay? And I do feel like you're breaking out of that and you're like, wait a second, like, I'm an Aries, you know, I'm a pioneer and I'm going to pave my own way. And I definitely see that for you. You could have been comparing yourself for a really long time to other people, you know, people who had long-term relationships, and you're like, what are they doing? Like, how did they make relationships work? Like, how does this happen for them? And, you know, maybe it kept you stuck in this connection for far too long, far past its expiration date, because you were comparing yourself to people who were able to make their relationships work. But the thing about it is that you have gained so much as a result of you breaking those cycles and you know, identifying where your happiness is and what, you know, success looks like to you, and focusing on your internal well-being and the abundance in your life, rather than saying, oh, I need to be this, you know, all of these things because this is what society says, but like, you know, under the surface being completely miserable. And so I do feel like you've broken out of that. All right. So look, you have the Magician card. You're really manifesting in your life. I do feel like a message for you, though, is to change your perception. There could be a lot that regarding this connection that you've cut off communication to. You might need to change your perception about some things. Like, maybe try to be a little flexible on that and see if you can adjust your perception. For some of you, there will be union because you have the Union card and you have the Soulmate card and you have the Cupid's arrow card. But for others, I see that this is a new energy with the Cupid's arrow. And I feel like it's a result of you focusing on your own internal happiness. And so now the universe listens and brings somebody who matches that energy. And that's what I'm telling people all the time. Be love and exude love, you know, even to the people that you feel don't deserve it. Honestly, because like attracts like, and if you are embodying that energy in your life, you are attracting it. Okay, so that is what I have for Aries, and yeah, that's it for the zodiac sign. So all right, love you guys, bye.